Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of 2-Minute Emergency. I am Dr. Leslie, your board-certified emergency physician, best-selling author, international speaker, and professional photographer. And I bring you these 2-minute emergencies to help keep you safe, healthy, and out of the ER. So my last episode was talking about home safety. So this is Safety Week, and so I just want to continue on with that same vein. So we're going to have a little bit more of a discussion. Now, first, I must apologize because I've been having a couple of technical difficulties with my signal here at home. Unfortunately, I do not get great signal, so please forgive any static or anything that you may experience. So today, I'm going to talk about fires. Fire safety, as you can imagine, is incredibly important. One of the most common, or the most common cause of fires in the home is actually stove fires. People think electrical, but no, it's actually stove is more common. What happens is we just get a bit careless. We put something on the stove and we know it's got to cook for a while and we walk away and go do something else because we're always multitasking. So when we walk away, that's when problems start. So we can make a mistake as far as a dish towel, a paper towel, anything being too close to that heat surface, and that's it. Now that doesn't even include grease fires, which can also happen and are a little bit more difficult to put out. As you probably know very well, you don't put grease fires out with water. That makes the grease splatter all over the place and makes things so much worse. So you always want to cover them, especially with the lid of a pot or pan, just to get that smothered. So when we talk about fires, the other thing, as I mentioned, is the electrical fires. So it is important, if you have an older home, to make sure when you purchase an older home that you have home inspection, because your inspector will be able to look at things like your junction boxes and things like that to make sure that the wires are still in good condition. Now, they can't look at all the wires behind your walls, but they'll get a general idea. And if they find an issue, it is so important to take care of that electrical. You could lose everything very quickly. So when we talk about fires, we also think about smoke detectors. Now, I have the type of smoke detectors in my home that have that 10-year warranty, that 10-year battery. So I always thought, well, you check your smoke detector once a year and make sure it's still working, even though it's guaranteed to work for 10 years. As I was doing a little bit of research, I discovered that you actually want to check your smoke detector every month. Yes, every month. Only takes a couple of seconds, but those few seconds of you testing can change your life. They can save your family. And the most important ones, if you can get them, is the smoke detectors they run on a grid. So everything is connected. So if a smoke detector goes off in one end of the house, yes, it should make a loud enough noise, but you want to make sure that it activates all. So if you have someone who is a very heavy sleeper, they'll still wake up. So that's something I never would have thought about. As far as people sleeping that heavy, but yes, it does happen. And so if you don't have those 10-year batteries, you still want to make sure you're checking them every month because you need to replace those batteries. Other things you want to talk about as far as fires is the chimney fires. This is the end of the season. Hopefully, no matter where you are right now, things are starting to warm up. I guess that would be unless you're in the southern hemisphere. But as things warm up, we do our spring cleaning, house ready for opening everything up and letting everything air out. Don't forget about your chimney because your chimney needs to be cleaned. That creosote, which builds up when you burn wood or logs in your chimney, your fireplace, that causes deposits on your chimney, and that needs to be cleaned out as well. So as you see, there's so many different factors. Now, I also wanted to talk a little bit about medication mistakes. This is a big topic in the emergency department. So often people can make mistakes themselves as far as taking they're the wrong medications or the right medications at the wrong time, taking extra doses of their medications by accident. One of the ways to avoid that I always recommend is using something called a pill minder. It has every day of the week. Usually it has 2 sections for both morning and evening. And you divide your pills, you set them out, pick a day. Pick one day each week that you're going to put your pills in your pill minder. Stick to that routine. That way, that pill minder is always in front of you, and you know that you took that morning or that evening's medications. Pretty simple when you think about it, and you can actually purchase these at the dollar store, so not even an expense, not a significant expense. The other thing you can do is make sure that when you have children, small children, that you put those medications out of risk, out of the way of those children. So many people keep their medications on their nightstand, for example. Kids see these bottles, and yes, they're supposed to be childproof, but so many times they unfortunately are not. Kids can get into the things that we can't. Don't ask me how. But they look at these medications and they think of candy. They can have different colors, different shapes. And for some medications, especially things like heart medications, one pill is all it takes to cause a devastating effect. So you want to make sure that those medications are kept out of the reach of children. And sometimes it can be as simple as putting them to the back of the kitchen counter where they can't reach them. So that's one of the major things. But also make sure with your medications that if you have multiple physicians, that your different physicians know what medications you're on. Writing a list of your medications and carrying it with you in your purse or wallet at all times. You have no idea how much that can help us, especially in a time of emergency. We need to make sure in the emergency department that it's not your medications that are causing your problem, or that we're not going to give you anything that's going to counteract your medication or conflict in some way that could be dangerous. So very simple. It doesn't matter if you put it on an index card, a Post-it, doesn't matter. Put that list in your wallet or purse and make sure that it stays handy. So those are the tips I have today for home safety. And Karen, thank you so much for joining me today. And so I really want you to have more information. Now, I told you the other day that I had something special for you. So I'm going to bring this up right now. And you see at the bottom, it says sharptips.com. If you enter that, sharptips.com, don't forget the E on sharp, you can get a free ebook of my home safety tips. Absolutely free, nothing required. All I need you to do is enter your email address and it will come to you in your email. So it's going to include the different issues that I talked about last episode, as well as today, as well as additional, because even though I said this is Safety Week, I think we have some more to talk about. So this was episode 2. I'm going to give you another episode. So as I said, get that free ebook anytime right below sharptips.com. Until next time, stay healthy, safe, and out of the emergency department. Once again, I am Dr. Leslie, board-certified emergency physician, best-selling author, international speaker, and professional photographer. Take care for now.